Yeah.
Just put my butt through your chair. Holy
That's
shit,
funny.
that crack. I need to put some glue there.
That's okay.
Holy. Not all of my, yeah.
Yeah, literally. Hello.
Hi, guys.
Welcome back.
To another episode of Sometimes Twice Slaps. I'm Mak.
I'm Jubes.
And we have our daughter with us today again.
Yay! The Queen of Chaos.
Yeah. If you guys don't know her, this is Alexa. She's a recurring guest. You can find her in body dysmorphia, defense mechanisms, relationships, tarot, and now astrology.
And our Hot Wing Challenge.
Yes. Exactly.
I've been here a lot.
Yes. She's been here from the start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We decided to bring Alexa on for our astrology episode because a lot of our jokes, pastime, whatnot is talking about astrology.
Yeah. Well, and for like a solid 2 months when we were working together, all me, Michaela, and Journey would do is talk about our zodiac signs and our charts and how it relates to our lives.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like on my break, I'd come up and be like, charts.
Yeah.
Because we all downloaded this app. It's called CoStar.
Mhm.
And so it like gives you your chart, tells you like where each of your stuff is in. I'm the least qualified person to be explaining this app. But then it's like if you can add friends on it, so you can be like, oh, today your power's in society and culture, same as Alexa, and then your like difficulty is in love or whatever, and then it'd be like, oh, same as Michaela or
Yeah.
like whatever. So it kind of it allows you to play the comparison game.
Yeah.
But it's kind of fun.
So, and I guess basically where we're going to go with this is what is astrology?
Yeah.
What's the point of it? And we're going to have fun with it. So,
Yeah.
Don't hold us to anything that we say.
Yeah.
Don't take any of it personally. It is.
Like with tarot readings, take what applies to you and leave the rest.
Yeah.
Claim the energy you want and leave
Right.
the rest.
Yeah.
so Alexa, do you want to get us started with what you know? You seem to know the most between
Should
us
we go
three.
through the zodiacs first? Like kind of say like X, Y, Z.
So I think for the most part, it starts with Aries, ends with Pisces.
Mhm.
So Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius are all fire signs.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And they're like the passionate, spicy, fiery signs.
Mhm.
Journey's a Sagittarius.
Sagittarius.
Sagittarius, sorry. I always call him Sag, but I'm like, I don't know if people are going to just know what that is. So if
Yeah.
I say Sag, I mean Sagittarius.
Yeah.
Long word.
And then you have Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn as your
Yeah.
earth signs.
Mhm.
You have Cancer. Ooh, what's the one in between?
Libra. Oh, no. Water?
Yeah. Cancer,
Scorpio.
Scorpio, and
Scorpio's a water sign.
yeah,
It is.
and
Okay.
yeah, and Pisces as your water signs, and then you have Aquarius, which the name always throws me
Yeah,
off.
right?
I always think this is water, but it's air.
Yeah.
Aquarius, Libra,
And Gemini.
and Gemini are all air signs, so they're like very floaty, like not like
It's so anti-intuitive for me because I would put like Gemini as a fire sign, Aquarius as a water sign,
Based off people you know or based, off of the name?
how the name sounds
Oh, okay.
and what I think of when I do that. Because I feel like Geminis are kind of spicy a little bit.
Well, Jenny is.
Yeah.
Well,
So then it's like,
Geminis are more because air
Yeah.
is very versatile. You
yeah,
need it to breathe, but it can also create tornadoes. But it can also like,
there's like the two
big
sides to the
gust of-
coin.
yeah.
Yeah.
and that's kind of how like Gemini is there's two very distinct sides,
Yeah. Is
to
that why
that.
it's the twins then?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
yeah.
and
okay.
they're called two-faced, but it's mostly because there's such distinct difference in their
Yeah.
personalities, like within themselves. It can come across as two-faced
That's
or
fair.
not true, but they're very true to themselves, painfully true to themselves.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair. Okay, so just for myself, can we go over the dates of each kind of thing? So like,
Some of them shift, but roughly it's like rule of thumb I go is 20 to 20.
okay,
Like the 20th
like,
of whichever month to the 20th.
Aries would be like March 21st to April 20th. March, April, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then kind of
And then
X, Y,
Taurus
Z.
until April 20th to May 20th, roughly.
Oh, okay.
There are a few fluctuations in there. Maybe I should pull up the actual dates, but
yeah, I
unless
should
you
probably
know them
just
off.
have them.
No, I don't know them off the top of my head.
I just want to know what my family.
You know what frustrates me
Hmm.
is that if we just had 13 months out of the year,
Yes,
everything
thank
would
you.
be 28 days.
Look what I just sent Michaela. I sent her. It says like basically exactly what you're talking about. A year should have 13 months. So if we had 13 months instead of 12, every month would be exactly 28 days. The first would always be a Monday. The 28th would always be a Sunday. Every month would have exactly 4 weeks instead of 4.25. And we would properly align ourselves with the cycle of the moon.
And we wouldn't have to have a leap year anymore.
Yeah, right?
Mhm. Okay, so this is what I have here. So Aries, which is the ram, and it's March 21st to April 19th. Then Taurus, the bull, is April 20th to May 20th. Gemini, the twins, is May 21st to June 21st. Cancer, the crab, is June 22nd to July 22nd. Leo, the lion, is July 23rd to August 22nd. Virgo, the virgin, is August 23rd to September 22nd. Libra as balance, which is September 23rd to October 23rd. Scorpius or Scorpio is the scorpion, which is October 24th to November 21st. Sagittarius, which is the archer, is November 22nd to December 21st. Capricorn, the goat, is December 22nd to January 19th. Aquarius is the water bearer, which is January 20th to February 18th. And then Pisces, the fish, is February 19th to March 20th. So that's what this.
Oh, I thought you said water bear, and I was like, oh, like the tiny microorganism, not water bearer. No, bear.
Yeah. Oh, that would be a really good image for like making up a zodiac, a little water bear.
Oh my gosh.
They scare me sometimes, not gonna lie.
Yeah, I did not know they were a thing. Why?
Yeah. I don't like knowing about microorganisms at all. But anyways, this is a different
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah. Okay, so when I was in university, I went to like a writing workshop before I actually started, so I could just kind of like familiarize myself with campus and like get to know some students. And so I walked into this one like class or workshop or whatever, and I went and sat down with this group of people, and this guy like looks at me and he was like, "Are you a Scorpio or Sagittarius?" And I was like, "Hello to you too. I'm Sagittarius." And so I don't understand, and I tried to pick his brain about it, but I don't remember what he said about like how you know what like what their sign is.
So my best guess as to what he was doing is because so there's the big three in astrology. So it's your rising, or no, your sun, which most people know. So it's like Taurus, Sagittarius, like the one that you probably know.
The one that your birth date falls within.
That's your star sign. Your moon sign, which is like your emotions, your inner personality. Like it's the one that you typically feel more like that should be your sign typically.
Right.
And then your rising, which kind of allegedly doesn't really matter the older you get because your appearance changes, but that's the one most people will like base, like just looking at you, you're a Sagittarius or a Scorpio because
But my rising is Leo.
Yeah, so it still falls into the fire sign kind of area.
Yeah.
But Sagittarius, because my rising is Sagittarius, they're typically tall, slender, dark hair, dark eyes, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Fair enough.
So, yeah. I don't know what the other ones are supposed to look like because, again, it's not my rising sign, so I don't pay attention to it. But for Sagittarius, that's what I know is, And usually, like, if you're really in tune with it, the energy you get from somebody, if you're like, oh, you have a fiery personality, I can just feel.
Yeah.
Or you have very calming energy to be around. That's typically an earth sign.
Okay.
Ooh, I feel very emotional around you. Water sign.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
How are some features? Because Alexa, you have a history of just guessing. It's like
it's like
your
really
club
good
trick.
at it. Yeah.
And she likes to guess guys' zodiac signs at the clubs just to freak people out sometimes.
So it's less of I know what they look like and more I have a very distinct type.
Yeah. That's fair.
Like, it's like my brother and my best friend, whenever we'd be like walking throughout like the mall or going on a drive, if a guy walks past us and it's like they're tall, they have like sandy hair, blue or brown eyes, look like they're gonna like die in the next 2 seconds, or like you could kind of like if they look like they're kind of doing like Victorian child cosplay, they're my guy.
Okay.
And so because of that, and because of the fact that I attract so many Aries men, I kind of just go out and like, yeah, they're an Aries. They gotta be.
Yeah.
Wait, so Aries is fire?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, interesting.
But then there's also some other ones where I've guessed, and I don't know. It's the same thing. I don't know if I explained this at all in like the tarot reading episode, where I just get like an urge, and I'm like, I know.
It's just intuitive.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I've only had it one time with like my manager when I worked, like that I had when I worked in university. It was just like so spot on, like my mom. Like their personalities were the exact same. And so I asked her, I was like, "Oh, are you a Capricorn?" She's like, "Yep."
That's funny.
I was like, "No way." And she's like, "How'd you know that?" And I was like, "My mom is, and you are exactly alike."
Yeah.
I know that's like what you're referencing, like my party trick in the club. This one guy that I met ruined my life for 6 months. Was not fun to be around. He like, I saw him walking around, and I just remember thinking to myself, like, that is an Aries man. That is the definition of an Aries man. And he was.
Interesting.
And then his rising and his moon were Sagittarius. I'm like, oh my god. Oh, that's
so
too much fire.
Pure fire.
That's too much. Yeah, and you can tell.
That's a lot.
Well, my moon, I think, is Aquarius. So it's like fire, wind, fire.
So usually, like your big three will be either all fire, all earth, all sun, or not all sun, all air, all water, or it will be fire and air, and then water and earth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I got a mix.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah. I got 3 elements.
Yeah.
Ooh,
That's normally like when you're looking at somebody's like chart, that's what it's gonna be. Yeah.
That's very interesting. Yeah, no, like the zodiac is something that so does not come like naturally to me. Like it's never been something that I've always been like curious about it, but I've never taken the time to like go down the rabbit hole and like learn about it. But then all of my friends are so passionate about the zodiac, and I'm just like, I don't like, is that you're just born knowing this, or do you just like read a book? Like I don't understand how you've amassed this knowledge. Like with you, it makes sense because you have ADHD, and I can understand how you just hyper focus on it.
Well, it also didn't help, like, because when I started like getting into zodiacs was right before me and my ex broke up. And I told him as a joke, I'm gonna become an astrology girly. He did not like that, and so out of spite, I became an astrology girly for a good 2-3 months.
I love it.
Yeah, and that's how most of my things that I like and know a lot about came out of spite.
I mean, that's a very powerful. That's
yeah. That's.
Do you have any fire in you?
Yeah, I'm a Sagittarius
Oh,
rising.
yeah, you told me that.
Yeah, let's just go over what our big threes are. So
yeah, okay. I'm Sagittarius sun, obviously. Aquarius moon, and Leo rising.
Okay. I'm a Taurus sun, a Gemini moon, and a Sagittarius rising.
Taurus sun, Pisces moon, Gemini rising.
Interesting. Wait, so you guys have the same rising?
No.
Whoa.
But we have 2 of the same signs in our charts.
Yeah, that's what I was.
This also, when we first all went over our charts, this really, really hammered down the I'm their child, because I am a mix of both of their charts.
Yeah.
Yep. It's actually really weird.
And so for those who don't know, like if you want to know what the heck your birth chart is, you can get it off of like different sites online, or you can download the app CoStar. This is not sponsored by CoStar, but it should be.
It's just the easiest. Yeah.
And basically it's going to ask you for like your birth date, where you were born, what time you were born at, because all of that is supposed to align with how the stars were in that moment when you took your first breath Earthside. Right. Basically. So
I have a question then. Why does it depend on the movement of the stars when each of our our signs are in planets?
Because it's wherever your stars were at the moment you were born. Because the Earth time of year changes.
Right. So like
the star placements when I was born are different when the star placements when you were born.
Yes,
right?
But why are they measuring them in planets, not stars?
Because
is like the movement of the planets
this is where
also
the
different?
Science aspect of like astrology, like the actual like comes into play.
Right.
That's the part I don't really know all that much about.
Yeah.
Because they know based on where the stars are, like when you're co-star, you can get it set up so it's actually like in a circle. Yeah. And that is the circle of the sky that was above you when you were born. And depending on where it's placed in your house, or which house it is placed in, and which planet it is in line with, I think. That's like
there's like some sacred geometry that goes into it. if you want to know the whole mathematical aspect of.
Yeah, if you want a proper thought out answer to that, I suggest to Google it.
Okay.
I don't know.
Fair enough.
I explained to them, I'm like, I don't know the science, I know the fun stuff.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah, because like, I don't know, my circle chart is very confusing to me because I don't understand. Sorry, I know we're just still going on this. I just have no idea.
Same here, girl, same.
Because it's just like, there's lines connecting some of them, but then there's, I'll just screenshot this and put it in the video. But like, there's not lines connecting others, you know?
Yeah, I think that's less about like, that's just where they are in the house. Less of like,
Oh,
so
okay.
you have a very Aquarius heavy chart.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so that's why it's connected, I think.
Okay. Yeah, because I have 1, 2, 3, 4.
Thank God someone's Googling this.
I've got 4 signs or 4 planets in Aquarius.
This was literally like, I was thinking about this on the way here today. I'm like, this is the one question I need them not to ask me. The one singular question.
Leave it to me to ask the question.
She's really good at asking those types of questions.
Because I don't understand them. And then I forget that we said not to. Ooh. My advice today from the co-star is examine your heart with a stethoscope. Run diagnostics. ADHD 15 minutes. Ever. It's gonna get worse.
But this intro is so true to how it is when we hang out.
I have no good things. I have trouble with everything. Trouble with routine, thinking, creativity, spirituality, social life, sex, and love, and self.
That's okay. I think that's pretty similar to me, not gonna lie. I tried briefly checking it before I came over here and I closed it immediately because I was like, nah.
That's too real.
Yeah, it's pressure in thinking and creativity and social life and trouble with routine, spirituality, sex and love and self. That makes so much sense because I do have a UTI at the moment.
Oh
Like,
no.
Another one.
That
And I
sucks.
started my medication, it started working, and now it's not working again, so we're on this fun loop again.
Do you have tinnitus? That's the constant ringing.
Yeah.
Okay, because we learned today that tinnitus is linked to kidney problems.
Yeah. But listen, there's so many things that would explain it. Because, like, it's also having severely. This is not the podcast episode. Having like cysts in your ovaries, and then also having HPV because that can cause ovary or cancer.
Right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I don't have HPV, but men
That's
can't
fair.
be tested for it, so I wouldn't know.
Okay, good.
That's messed up.
Yep.
So
Okay.
what I have here, according to Women's Health, is one is a birth chart. So it's an astrology chart, also a birth chart or a natal chart. It's technically a snapshot of the position of the planets were on the exact date, time, and location you were born. Basically, the information that provides gives like powerful energies to expose to you, like who you're going to be, what you're meant to be in this world.
Mhm.
There's a lot of sacred geometry that comes in with it. There's also numerology.
Mhm.
And that's actually how I got into zodiac, is because my grandpa, my mom took one of his books when he died, and it basically is like a numerology book. And so you look up the day you were born, and it predicts like who you're going to be, blah, 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 based on the exact date, not the year necessarily. So the year adds other stuff into that.
Well, yeah, we could talk about the Chinese zodiac even.
Yeah. So typically this will also speak to your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities for growth, and the absolute best and worst times to make big life changes. Some astrology branches, evolutionary astrology, for example, even claims that your astrology birth chart is a window into your past lives and your soul's entire journey.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I don't know that I put that much credence into it.
Into the stars. You don't put that much faith into the stars.
I
there.
don't think that who like the day that I was born maybe links so much to past lives.
Yeah. I guess it depends if we're talking reincarnation. If we're talking like, if you want to theorize reincarnation, the day you were born is technically the same day that you died in your past life.
Yeah, and that's not the kind of reincarnation that I kind of believe. Like I like this, like the Soul Disney movie where like you just like get chosen to like come down whenever. Like if you die, you spend a little bit of time as a soul, and then you come back.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of like the fun part about things like with astrology and like reincarnation, and like there is like not so much reincarnation maybe, but like there is like real like rooted in science aspects of it, but it's all open to interpretation. You can kind of believe what you want to about it.
Yeah, you can have a lot of fun with it.
And that's like a key thing in like anything with spirituality is what you believe is what will be true.
Mm-hmm.
So like if I believe to my core because I'm a Taurus, that's the reason why I'm stubborn. I'm going to be stubborn my entire life.
Well, that brings up one of our questions. Like,
Yeah.
how much of astrology is people just like melding into what they think they should be because of their birth date?
Yeah.
And I think there is a good chunk of that, especially if you look at like younger, like teenagers, for example, right? You're trying to identify yourself. You're trying to figure out who you are in this world and what you're going to be. And then, or even, it doesn't have to be just a teenager. It could be anyone who's doing soul searching. And it's like, okay, well, I'm a Taurus, so I'm love foods. Therefore, I'm going to be a chef. And I mean, I keep
back to the body dysmorphia episode to realize how much this Taurus does not like food.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly. But it's one of those things, right? It's just like, because I've always been drawn to food. I've always been a foodie. But how much of that is just being nurtured from a foodie grandmother to being a Taurus?
Well, there's also like a lot of, and this is like, because I know like in our group chat on Instagram, all we ever send is like those like astrology ones. But that technically isn't true astrology.
Yeah.
Because that's just people trying to get likes and stuff.
Yeah.
And like there is some like there's a couple TikTokers I follow who will like actually show you the charts and like make you understand like how it all works. But so I think a lot of people when they say, "Oh, I know astrology," they know like the Instagram posts, and so things like, "Oh, they love food, they love this." It's like Taurus just generally like finer things in life. They like to be they're materialistic. They're very grounded. They are very present and all that. What you think of like when you see a tree.
Yeah.
That's kind of the vibes of Taurus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I guess we'll go through each one. Might as well do it now, and then we can talk through the planets and the charts too. Hey.
Yeah.
So for the 12 zodiac signs, it starts with Aries, as we mentioned. Aries is the fire sign and it's the ram. And in my experience with Aries, they're very passionate. They're very loud. They are very ambitious. Do you have any other things that like key points with Aries?
Yeah, I think with Aries, because the loud, and I know that's not true. Like the loud one is, but I find it is their way or the highway every single time.
Right.
Because, and there is, again, this is also related to another aspect of star signs, stuff like that, but because they are in between seasons, they have lots of traits of the Taurus and the Pisces. Yes, that's what I'm thinking of. Oh no, they are the season. I can't remember. Anyways, cut that part out. But or don't. I don't really care. But because of where they are placed in between those two signs, you're going to have parts of those signs. So they took the stubbornness from Taurus and then the emotional side from the Pisces.
Right.
But then you heighten it with the fiery depths of hell, basically.
And so, so picture this. My two roommates in university, one was a Pisces, one was an Aries, and I'm a Taurus.
Oh, wow.
Good luck.
One hell of a household, I'll tell you that one.
Well, that's even like living with my dad. My stepmom is a Pisces. My dad is an April Taurus, and I'm a May Taurus. So he's like fiery, stubborn, and like it's like a unstoppable object means an immovable or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what me and my dad having a conversation about anything we disagree on is like.
Interesting. Yeah, because that's, well, I guess, not to get off track, the difference between like you said, like the April Taurus and the May Taurus, right? Where like my brother's a Taurus, my cat's a Taurus, but they're April Tauruses. And like Mia is very similar to you guys, but Graylin is so different.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and I don't know if that's like a gender thing or like.
I say either gender, but then that's also, I think, where the birth chart comes into play, right?
Yeah.
So where Aries is typically bold, ambitious, head first in challenging situations, yada, yada, yada. It might not be every single Aries, depending if they have a lot of, say, emotionality or they're not, as their fire sign is balanced by 2 earth. And they're big 3 and whatnot.
Like, think of your big 3 as like the different layers of like
the
of like earth.
Yeah.
Where you have like your core, that's your sun. Then you have your moon, and that's like the outer layer there. And then the crust would be your rising.
Right.
So it's like that's how you kind of delve in, like to your core.
Yeah.
Like that's like Taurus. And then like how you navigate the world is more your moon. And then how the world perceives you is more your rising.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. And so the description here for Taurus, it's like What sign's more likely to take a 6-hour bath followed by a luxurious Swedish massage and a decadent dessert spread?
That's funny.
But it's even like you say Graylin is different than us, but that's just because his finer things that he likes are different than mine and Michaela's.
Yeah.
Because me and Michaela are like the self-care, relaxing that, but he's like sports.
I'm gonna go, snowmobiling and to the gym.
Which
and
isn't cheap.
Yeah, no, it's
That's not a
definitely the
cheap
finer
lifestyle to
things
live.
in life. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. But like even when you talk about like food, right? Like he's not big into it.
Yeah.
Me
But
neither.
sometimes he'll just make a box of cake and just eat that, or like a pie or something, right?
Yeah,
Like,
and the foodie thing I think is something that's definitely more been because of Instagram more so than anything.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Yeah, it's because we like to indulge, and indulgence is a lot of the time
Food.
looked at food and material items.
Okay.
But it also can show up in the way that we love, the way that we interact with like our hobbies, that kind of
okay.
So then it moves into Gemini. That Gemini is basically like they're spontaneous, playful, adorably erratic. Gemini is driven by its insatiable curiosity, appropriately symbolized by the celestial twins. The air sign was interested in so many pursuits that it had to double itself. So and ambitious in a different way than Aries is.
Yeah.
crazy in a different. Sorry. I dated a Gemini for a year and a half. I have some opinions.
It's a hot take. That's like with the general consensus of like that everyone hates Gemini. I love my Geminis.
Yeah, most of the Geminis I've met, I liked them. And like I have been always very nice people. They're just like are very two distinct selves. Like you don't have like they can be so calm and chill one moment and then they are absolutely insane the next. Yeah. And then it makes a lot of sense that I have a Gemini moon because
Okay.
Yeah.
So the next we have Cancer. And so Cancers are mostly known for being like super emotional and like highly materialistic. A lot of people tend to tie Cancers and Tauruses together as very similar personalities. Even though I disagree for my own personal reasons.
Same.
It's a consensus. We do not agree.
Yeah. But so Cancer is basically willing to do whatever it takes to protect itself emotionally or themselves emotionally.
My mom's a Cancer.
My sister's a Cancer. My mom's a Gemini.
My sister's Cancer as well.
Yeah.
So
our sisters are very different. Okay.
So then we have Leo, and so Leo is the lion. Leo is known to be like it needs to be the leader, the top. It has to be the king. It's very I don't know, bossy is a lot of words that I think comes up with Leo.
Yeah.
I have an opinion. Opinions on Leo. Yeah. I have met and like two Leos who are very different, but to their core, holy, like all about them.
Yeah.
That is Leos.
Yeah. So think of like King of the Jungle vibes.
Yeah.
A big thank you to Persona Nutrition for working with Sometimes Ciabatta Slaps. Persona Nutrition ships customized vitamins and supplements to you each month. All you need to do is take their short quiz on their website and they will build you the perfect pack of vitamins. With subscription, you also have access to nutritionists online, so if you have any health concerns or questions, you will be directed with a nutritionist in no time. The vitamin packs come with the cutest little wrapper with your name on it and a list of supplements inside. If you want more information, there is a blog on their website with tons of additional information. Right now, get 50% off your first month subscription with the link on our website. If you want to get into supplements and vitamins and all that good stuff, head on over to sometimesciabattaslaps.com for more information. Yeah.
Just put my butt through your chair.
That's funny.
Crack. I need to put some glue there.
That's okay.
Holy. Not all of IKEA.
Yeah, literally. Okay, but my dad's a Leo. Like, would you say that he's... I'm just trying to, like, think of people who match these. I also just realized that the rest of my family is Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo. And then I'm just like, Sagittarius.
So Leo, because, yeah.
Okay.
That's like,
I don't care.
So, like, with Leo, again, it is very much to their core, like, it's about me and how I feel.
Yeah.
So, in my personal experience, it has shown up in one of three ways. They are very either extremely anxious people.
Yeah.
Because everything kills them. Like, everything is the end of the world to them. Because, again, they believe they're the center of everyone's universe.
Right.
2, they're very controlling people. Not necessarily like, they don't come across as like super like, oh, because I need everything to be about me.
Right.
But like when you take some time to reflect,
Yeah.
yes, it is. And then third one is, oh my gosh, this is like exactly what you picture Leo as, is the most like overly confident, never shuts up, is like life of the party kind of. Yeah, those are the
There it
3.
is.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are like, again, but at their core, it is because they need everything to be about them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, cool.
So then moving on, we have Virgo. So Virgos are logical, practical, systematic in their approach to life. Virgo is an earth sign historically represented by the goddess of wheat and agriculture, an association that speaks to Virgo's deep-rooted presence in the material world. This earth sign is a perfectionist at heart and isn't afraid to improve skills through diligent and consistent practice, which every Virgo that I know fits that
Yep.
description.
Yep.
Read the Virgo, I guess. Does he fit that description?
What did you say?
Reads a Virgo.
Would you say he fits that description? You know him better than I do.
I don't know. I tuned out a little bit.
Okay, well, Virgo is known to be the most logical and of the signs.
Yeah. Probably should have been Virgo.
Okay, so then moving on to Libra. So it's all about like balance, harmony, and justice.
That doesn't
So,
Interesting.
yeah, Libras are obsessed with symmetry and strives to create equilibrium in all areas of life, especially when it comes to matters of the heart. And I can see that, but in my experience, a lot of Libras that I know are pushovers because of it.
Yeah. Or there are so much to be around because they need everything to either be fair or they need to like think about it from all angles.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then we got Scorpios. So this one says that Scorpio is one of the most misunderstood signs of the zodiac. I think because a lot of people also have a hate on Scorpios as well. Like
Mhm.
There's a
Gemini.
Scorpio.
Yeah.
I find that Gemini and Scorpios are the two like most hated signs.
Yeah.
Scorpio is a water sign and uses emotional energy as fuel, cultivating powerful wisdom through both the physical and unseen realms. In fact, Scorpio derives its extraordinary courage from its psychic abilities, which is what makes the sign one of the most complicated dynamic signs of the zodiac.
Interesting.
And
So,
every Scorpio
yeah.
I know seems to be very emotional at their core, but also very creative and have like incredibly intelligent.
Yeah. The one thing I know about Scorpios is that they are extremely emotional people. They will never show that to you.
Mhm.
They will never ever show you their emotions.
Yeah.
That is like, because again, they use like emotions are their fuel,
Mm-hmm.
so they don't spend it on other people.
Mhm.
Interesting. Yeah.
And like my sister, like she will like attest to that.
Yeah. So like that, but like, I don't understand the whole like they're emotional, but like won't show it to you. Like,
They're very closed off about their emotions. Like
okay.
when you like cancers, like if somebody tells me they're a cancer, I know they're gonna cry at least once a day.
Yeah.
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 And that is very true to all the cancers
Yeah.
that I know.
Yeah.
And like
Yes,
same
it
thing
is.
with like a Pisces. I'm like, okay, like you are like a very like
They're really soft, but
Yeah.
they're less loud about it.
Yeah,
I find
they're-
Cancers are
Okay.
louder about their
yeah,
Right.
yeah. For Pisces, it's a lot more like nurturing kind of emotions, and they feel things very bigly. Or
Right.
very bigly is not a word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But with Scorpios, it's kind of like, yeah, they feel all those emotions,
And they just
but
keep
they
it-
just don't want. They want to keep up this, and that's I think why a lot of people hate on Scorpios is
Mhm.
because like Scorpios just snap.
right.
And that's why I
okay.
always think Scorpios are fire signs is because they
Yep.
do get fierce and they do. It's like a
Mhm.
scorpion. That's
Yeah.
their sign. If you leave it alone, it won't pinch you.
Yeah.
But if you do,
If you
you
agitate
better
it.
be prepared to die.
Interesting. Okay. Okay.
So then we have Sagittarius.
That's moi.
Exactly. So represented by the archers, Sagittarians are always on a quest for knowledge.
Mm-hmm. Facts.
It's the last fire sign of the zodiac, so Sagittarius launches its many pursuits like blazing arrows, chasing after geographical, intellectual, and spiritual adventures.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it feels pretty spot on. Like I've always connected with my zodiac in that way, where I've felt like the only time that I haven't is when like you get like that coffee news paper or whatever at like gas stations or whatever.
Yeah.
They're like, your horoscope is this. And I'm
Mhm.
like, okay, like that's just general for everyone. That's the only time where I don't really
Yeah.
connect to it, but no,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah. I think your new catchphrase to be I'm not autistic, I'm a Sagittarius.
I'm not autistic, I'm just a Sagittarius. I love it.
Okay. And then we have Capricorn. So Capricorn is very, they have a lot of patience and perseverance. They're very ambitious, very dedicated, typically. Love to work, always working. Capricorn is represented by the sea goat, a mythological creature with the body of a goat and the tail of a fish. Accordingly, Capricorns are skilled at navigating both the material and emotional realms.
Interesting.
See, it's funny because like my best friend is like that describes her like she's never home. She's always doing something. Always like always has a job. Always like
Yeah.
Did you guys ever watch Austin and Ally?
A little bit.
that was-
Yeah. And like the one girl who always had a different job every episode.
Yeah, that's kind of how like she like
Mhm.
yeah. But then my brother's also a Capricorn.
Mhm.
Bro has no ambition. Could not care less.
Yeah.
But I think like to his core though, he's always like thinking of ways to make money.
Right.
By himself, 'cause he's a 16-year-old boy.
Fair enough. Yeah. Like Sydney would be a Capricorn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My mom's a Capricorn.
I thought you said your mom was a Cancer.
No,
my mom's
Anika's.
a Cancer.
Oh, okay. When you said
No.
me too, okay.
No, my sister's is,
Yeah.
my mom's a Capricorn.
Right.
So then we have Aquarius. And so Aquarius is represented by the water bearer. And don't get that twisted because it is an air sign. So they are innovative.
Yeah, man. They just really want you to fail with Aquarius.
I know. So Aquarians are very innovative, progressive, and shamelessly revolutionary. They're the most humanitarian astrological sign, apparently.
Oh, interesting.
And at the end of the day, the Aquarius is dedicated to making the world a better place.
That's so funny because the only Aquarius I know bullied me throughout elementary school.
Well, and so one of my best friends is an Aquarius. I actually had a couple friends that were Aquarius. But I will say Aquarius men that are not my age have given me the biggest headaches of my existence.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how much it has to be with their zodiac sign or just who they are as people, but
The Aquarius men that I know, one is a gay lawyer who lives in Toronto. The other one is a redneck child who lives in Saskatchewan, and they could not be farther apart on the spectrum of life.
I think because
Yeah.
like again with air signs, it's because they are so free flowing.
Yeah.
They are some of the most annoying people to be around sometimes,
Yeah.
especially when you're like an or an earth sign.
Yeah.
Because that's our polar opposite. We
Oh,
are
interesting.
immovable. We stay stagnant. That is earth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when air is just kind of like woo 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 woo, I'm
Yeah.
like, please stop.
And I will say, when you say it with the whole stagnant thing,
Yeah.
my boyfriend is also a Taurus, and he is the most fixated person I've ever met in my life.
Yeah.
Like, if you think I'm stubborn, like it's not. I'm so not stubborn about certain things.
Yeah.
When I get stubborn, like, it's unmovable.
Mm-hmm.
But like, he tends to be very first impressions based, and then that's it. If anything is except at first impression,
Yeah.
it doesn't know him. He doesn't know it.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, that's your earth sign showing hard when you talk about these things.
Yeah.
Okay, and then lastly on the scale, we have Pisces. And so Pisces is the most intuitive, sensitive, and empathetic sign of the entire zodiac. And that's because it's the last of the last. As the final sign, Pisces has absorbed every lesson, the joys and pain, and the hopes and fears learned by all the other signs. It's symbolized by two fish swimming in opposite directions, representing the constant division of Pisces' attention between fantasy and reality.
Oh, I should have been Pisces.
Well, okay, and so now we go back to the whole big three.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my moon sign. So that's how I feel internally, supposedly,
Right.
which I think fits.
Especially
Yeah.
today.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm going through it. I'm
Yeah.
going through it right now.
Especially today. Yeah.
The job hunt has been a fucking kick in the ass, but
Yeah.
Well, we're hiring at one of my works for seasonal if you want to go. You would hate it. You would hate the people there.
see, that's not the issue. I have like 4 job offers right now. I need
Yeah,
to pick
that's
one.
true. Yeah.
It's like it's overwhelmed with like I need to make a decision, and
Yeah.
then so we spent our whole like lunch
hours.
break today looking at business.
Yeah.
Because we were like, choosing a job is hard. Let's start a business.
Exactly.
Oh, 444. Love to see it.
Love to see it.
My dad texted me at 222 today.
Good.
Okay, so You mentioned that earth and air are like opposites from each other. So is there any like compatibility between, like, is there certain signs where like they're more compatible than others? Like,
So there's, because again, it breaks down in like a bunch of different ways. So the sign that you are supposedly most, it's kind of like your character foil, is my understanding, is your sister sign. So it's whatever sign is 6 months away from yours. So for me, it's Scorpio.
oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So me and my, so like it's going to be like when you guys agree, it is harmony. When you guys disagree, all hell will break loose and everybody will die. And that is to a
Yeah.
T, me and my sister.
Because then my sister's sign would be Gemini.
6 months.
It's June.
Oh, no, when
So it's 6 signs over.
from your sister's Cancer.
No, like my, like not my, I misunderstood then.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I thought you meant like your sister sign, like
So it's 6
like
months
not
from
your
your
sister's sign, but like
No.
your sister sign that's like the same.
No, so
So it would
no,
be,
no, so sister sign is whatever it is. So your zodiac add 6 months
yeah,
Yeah.
or add
which
six,
would be
or add the 6.
Gemini.
Yeah.
Because it's Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini.
Yeah.
They
So,
said your sister's Cancer.
yeah, but that's not her sister's sign. It's like your sister's
There's-
sign.
Oh,
It's a different thing.
sister sign.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about your sister. I was like, I thought you said she was a Cancer.
Yeah,
No,
she is
no.
a Cancer,
Okay,
but like
okay.
you, I think I got
Yeah,
this
because
confused on that.
yeah, it's just, so here's what I meant to explain. So this is where the confusion came from. So my sister sign is a Scorpio,
Mhm.
and it just so happens that my sister's
Sign is also-
star sign is also a Scorpio.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
Interesting.
like typically like whenever.
So you said
and-
yours is Gemini then?
Yeah.
So you and think of you and Jenny, how well you guys get along and stuff. And then,
Yeah, but also me and my mom.
yeah.
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 But
Yeah.
then, yeah, and that's even like with me and Gavin, like,
Mm-hmm.
like there's been a couple times when we were working together, like the first time, like we first were starting to like get to know each other,
Mhm.
where there'd be some things where we disagree on, and I wanted to punch him in the head. And but then for the most part, like we're totally fine. We're like,
Yeah.
we worked really well together, and that's how I am with like all Scorpios I meet.
Yeah.
And
no,
like
that
as
makes
soon
sense.
as there's that little bit, because again, we're both like they don't want to show me their emotions. I'm not changing my position.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, yeah.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah. So if you want to know what your sister sign is, take your zodiac sign and then jump to 6. Basically the
6
halfway.
months, yeah.
The half
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
But then there's also
Interesting.
like having like the signs that are directly next to you. There's compatibility issues there, and like I don't really know the whole thing about it, but
Yeah, because so
Mhm.
many people do like the, is my relationship compatible? Like,
Yeah, 'cause
Zodiac
then-
simulator or whatever.
also if
Yeah.
you keep it in mind, like your big 3, that's going to be like you're supposed like the core of who you are.
Mm-hmm.
But then you also have like your Venus, which is how you love. So if you're looking for like a long-term partner, are your like Venuses like aligned? And it's I
Mhm.
think, yeah, so my boyfriend is in Aries and my Venus is in Aries.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, that kind of works because that's
Same.
where like, yeah,
Oh, cool.
yeah, like that's
Yeah.
where I can't remember. I wish I'm looking at his
Well,
right now. Let me
yeah.
just pull
Yeah,
up
I
his
want to check my
co-star.
Venus
Yeah.
too. I don't remember
Yeah.
what it is.
While they're doing that, I'm going to go through so we understand like what we're talking about here. So our sun sign relates to your sense of self. It speaks to your vitality level, sense of identity, and outward presence in the world. Your moon sign relates to your emotional world and the part of your personality that is normally hidden. Your Mercury depicts your thoughts and your thought process and the way. Wow, my God, take 2. Your Mercury sign depicts your thought process as well as the way you communicate with the outside world. My Mercury got stunted for a second there.
My Mercury is slow to load.
Your Venus sign depicts your taste, your sense of aesthetics, your likes and your dislikes, having full rulership over pleasure, love, and friendship. Your Mars represents the way you express your ambition and go after what you want. Your Jupiter depicts your overall philosophy of life, as well as the way you attract luck and abundance. Saturn speaks to your sense of responsibility and is also the area of life in which you can most struggle, but eventually master. Your Uranus signals your mental brilliance, as well as the area of life in which you seek freedom and innovative self-expression.
And on CoStar, it says Uranus stays in each sign for 7 years. So it's more of like ruling a generation more than a person.
Yeah, the
Mhm.
the last because then your Neptune is 14 and your Pluto is 30.
Yeah.
So your Neptune sign determines your taste in music, art, and other cultural forms of expression, as well as any blind spots you may experience in life, which you share with an entire generation.
Which makes a lot of sense when you like think about,
Yeah.
And then your Pluto sign speaks to evolution of the soul, as well as the ways you will transform in this lifetime. And so each of your birth charts will have all of these planets. And these planets, when they say it's like your Pluto is in Aries, it's because that's where it was in at the time that you were born.
Right.
It was when you look at the star map and where each of the zodiacs, because all of them are in the stars, it's whatever planet was in that time sector
Okay. Interesting.
of where the stars were.
Right.
I'm currently reviewing my boyfriend's chart. The more that I have gotten to know him, holy crap, yes, to
It's
all
so
of these.
accurate.
And I just like, this is the same thing when I did the tarot reading where I'm just like, man, I hate that it's not wrong.
Yeah.
Like it's 100% right. Who knows? But it's not wrong, and that makes me upset.
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna ask, like Pluto, it says it stays in your sign for up to 30 years. So like when's the cutoff? Do you know? Like, do they not?
I have no idea.
Like you, like us three have the same Pluto and Aquarius, and Michaela and I have the same Uranus. That's so funny.
But I
I'm
get
such
to
a
be
child.
different.
So then it's like, why? Like, is ours, like, if it changes I guess. Okay, I'm understanding. I'm not thinking it's like, it doesn't regenerate every 7 years. Like, our Uranus isn't going to change every 7 years.
Yeah. It just changes for when you're born.
Right. Okay.
And then so with this being said, you'll also see in the houses, you'll talk about like your Pluto is in Taurus in the 3rd house. And the houses, in short, they your houses are strongly defined by the time of birth. So if you don't have an accurate birth time, you'll most likely not be able to read this part of your chart as accurately.
Okay.
So each person's birth chart is divided into 12 houses, flowing counterclockwise in a circle. Each house represents a different part of life, which is highlighted when a planet resides in it. So basically, the vibe of the planet is highlighted by whatever area of life the house is talking about.
Okay, so my sun is in Sagittarius, and it's in my 5th house. So that means I feel the need to distinguish myself from others through romance, self-expression, creativity, and pleasure.
Yeah, so it'd be in very Sagittarius ways you're gonna experience that side of your house. And so the 1st house typically marks the very beginning of the chart. It's also known as your ascendant, and so it's known as the house of self, ruling how people perceive you.
There's no 2nd house?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have a 2nd.
Well, you just don't have anything in your 2nd house.
Yeah.
Oh.
And so the 2nd house is one of the 2 financial houses in the birth chart.
That's unfortunate for me.
The house of money and possessions. It includes how you make a living, your material possessions, and your spending habits. On a deeper and intangible level, it speaks to what most value you hold and to what you need in order to feel safe and secure. So you don't have any, you don't need any of that.
I don't need money to feel safe and secure.
Yeah, no.
Facts.
That's I just need a weighted blanket.
I don't need a weighted blanket. That sends me right into a panic attack.
I love it. I'm like, the more weight you can put on me, the better.
Oh, no, if I can't move my feet, I'll freak out.
So the 3rd house rules communication, written or spoken, depicting the power of intelligence and the way you interact with others. Your 4th house rules your family, home, parents, ancestor, roommates, and even real estate. So located at the bottom of the chart, it's considered the most hidden or private house, and it touches the foundations of your life, the way you were raised and how you lay down roots and create a sanctuary for yourself as an adult.
Interesting, because my 4th house, or my Mercury is in my 4th house. So like how I communicate, talk, and think and process information is like private?
Possibly, or rooted into like your upbringing and stuff like that too.
Interesting.
So the 5th house is the house of pleasure. It also encompasses creative self-expression, the inner child, and all the ways you enjoy life. Your 6th house is all about the processes that keep your life going, ruling over your health, diet, wellness, and personal hygiene.
I have so many in my 6th house.
The 7th house rules one-on-one relationships and connections of all kind. Think business partner, coach, even your hairstylist. So whatever relationships you got going on there.
Sorry, quick pause here. I just got a very alarming text to my family group chat that says, if the cops come back,
the phone
number of the guy they are looking for is on the table.
If that doesn't describe Alexa's life in a nutshell, I don't know what does.
Yeah, I'm just like, okay.
All right, we love that.
So the 8th house is all about the mysterious and occult arts, and as well as the concept of sex, death, and rebirth as a transformational process.
Oh, I don't have an 8th house.
I do.
The 9th house is the philosophical house, ruled over religion, metaphysics, and higher education. It speaks to your worldview, morals, ethics, as well as how you see and approach society at large.
Ooh, my Aries is my 9th.
Fiery. The 10th house is by far the most public house, as it's located at the very top of the birth chart. Along with the 6th house, it also relates to your work, but is more connected to the role you play in society. It rules jobs, career, and honors.
Start your Christmas shopping early with Dyson. If you're not familiar with Dyson, they sell fancy vacuums, hair straighteners, and so much more. If you're looking to save some money on Dyson products, now is the time. These deals are valid for a limited time only, so hurry over to sometimesciabataslaps.com for more information and links to the Dyson website.
Your 11th house is the house of community, collaborations, and friendships, as it rules networking and the social groups to which you belong. And finally, your 12th house rules your subconscious, your intuition, and the unknown. So,
Yeah, I don't got that either.
Oh yeah, I didn't know it went past 10.
Yeah, I didn't know it went past 8, so.
Majority of mine are in my 6th house, and they're all Aquarius, which is very interesting. Probably.
yeah, my 12th house is in Taurus.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Okay, so like my 10th house is in Taurus, and you said very grounded or
It's all about like your home,
something.
isn't it? Oh.
but it said that means I
It's
have
public. The 10th
right,
house,
yeah.
you mean?
okay.
So it's your public. So it relates to work and connected to the role you play in society. It rules job, career, and honors.
And you are one of the most practical people I know.
Me?
Yes.
Oh dear. I have
not a bad
difficulties
thing.
with goals, success, and responsibility. No, that's really nice.
Yeah.
I've just been arguing with Bryce about my lack of logic in the lab.
Well,
in
you
recent
said you're
days.
practical, not necessarily logical, but
Fair enough. I put those back to I link those together.
yeah, no, because like because I think that's something that like all three of us, like we are all very practical people,
Mm-hmm.
even though I'm insane.
Yeah.
But the one thing that we also all kind of struggle with is we're logical throughout life. We got no logic up here when it comes to ourselves.
Literally.
We have a very hard time like going through like feeling.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I would agree with
Yeah.
that. I feel like we choose a lot with our hearts
Yeah.
instead, like
Mhm.
as we use our second brain, our gut brain, a lot more than we use our brain. I feel like
Mhm.
like that makes us sound like we're stupid, but we're not. But
We
like
use our gut brain, not our brain.
but like we are very
Wait,
intuitive
so that-
people where we're
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm not going to do that because it doesn't feel right. Instead of
Mhm.
like, oh, it's the most logical choice for me to choose this. So like I'm going to do it whether or not like I want,
Mm-hmm.
you
Mhm.
know?
Definitely. So, I mean, yeah. So when you look at CoStar, we're like what we're referring to is our CoStar charts. And in it, it talks about like, oh, this sign is in this house and that means this for you, basically. So
Mm-hmm.
because my sun sign is in Taurus, and as we said, sun is like your identity, sense of self, blah, blah, blah. Because it's in my 12th house, it means that I feel the need to distinguish myself from others through privacy, secrets, and introspection, which is very,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much I agree with that, but it's like, it's interesting when you like, and this is similar to you.
Yeah, no, we just have the same sun sign.
Yeah.
Because mine's in my 5th house, meaning that I feel the need to distinguish myself through romance, self-expression, creativity, and pleasure. And if you know
Nice.
anything about me, I'm a whore. I mean, I'm a little bit of hoish tendencies, and I'm very creative.
She puts the hoe in holistic.
It's true. It's true.
Or hoe,
But I'm
emphasis
also
on
the
hoe.
same. It's like my son is also in my 5th house, so it's the same for me as well.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think just the ways that we go about it are very different.
Very different.
Because
Yeah.
I would
Mhm.
agree that like we both,
Those are
like-
things that we value,
Yeah.
right? Is
but
romance and
how
self-expression.
go about them could
Completely
not be more
different.
different.
Yeah. And like even with Michaela, like introspection is very like very true to brand for you
Yeah.
because we have this whole podcast going on that's literally just like introspection with a microphone.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and you
Outrospection. Outrospection.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then on the flip side there, so my moon being in Pisces, so it's very emotional, right?
Yeah.
Your moon is your emotions. Pisces is an emotional sign. So I've got a lot of emotions going on, apparently, according to my chart.
Yeah.
It's also in my 10th house, meaning I find security and safety through success and responsibility, which is also very on brand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm nonstop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%. What's yours? I enjoyed your reaction.
For my moon,
Yeah.
the most autistic shit you've ever heard in your life. That's what it is.
Same.
Because I'm a Gemini, it says I'm extremely adaptable and I can be pulled in very many directions. That's a nice way of saying Alexa's the queen of chaos and nothing ever stops in her life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm easily bored. I need to feel like you are free to be creative and create meaning. I just had a conversation about this last night with my boyfriend where I was like, I feel like I'm being suffocated because I just do the same thing over and over again and see the same people over and over again. And he was like, I don't know what that means, but okay.
I don't know how that means.
But it says it's because it's in my 6th house. I find security through safety and through routines.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So my moon is in Aquarius, which means my emotional self is intuitive, observant, detached, and rational. I'm often in my own world, but scared of how I truly feel. So that's pretty on brand. And it's also in my 6th house, meaning I find security and safety through routines.
I just realized that I did not read the end of this, and I feel like this is like peak pinnacle Alexa. You are easily bored and need to feel like you are free to be creative and create meaning, which can make you feel like you're in a constant identity crisis.
Also
how many rebrands have you guys seen me through?
Yeah.
That's funny.
And then I guess so our ascendant, aka your rising sign. It's like the mask you present to people, so knowingly or unknowingly.
Mhm.
And so apparently, so with my ascendant being in Gemini, means that people will see me as coming across as quick-witted, chatty, eclectic, and fun through although somewhat inconsistent. So in conversation, I seem probing and curious, which I think also nails the
That's very
hits
hits
the nail right on the head there.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Is it in your house? Is it in a house? Does
it's
it have
not,
a home?
No,
Okay.
ascendant.
no, that's just your rise. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
Different
mine
thing.
doesn't
All
have a
right.
Mine doesn't have a home. Just a different thing.
Yeah.
So mine's in Sagittarius. I come across as independent, optimistic, and confident, though sometimes overly blunt or critical. Generally a charming conversationalist. Your free-spirited approach may come off as restless or easily bored. Not me.
That's pretty accurate, actually. Okay, mine is in Leo. It changes every 2 hours. Okay, my ascendant is in Leo, meaning I come across as bright, good-natured, and magnetic. My energy makes me seem either like a know-it-all or a live wire, but always the center of attention. Accurate.
Yeah.
Very, very accurate.
So it's all for interpretation, right? If you read this and you're like, no, that's out to lunch, I'm not going to be that, then that's who you are as a person. It's just a fun tool to use as like a describer, I guess, for who you are, and if you're like on a validation, I guess.
Mhm.
Well, and like it's the same thing as like I said about tarot cards. If you don't really know like anything like that's happening in your life and you're like, I don't know how to explain this, why is everything going wrong?
Yeah.
You just need a reason to fall back on.
Yeah.
Things like astrology are really good for that.
Mhm.
Because
Yeah.
it can like, because not only does it like tell you like me and Journey were telling you earlier, everything is we're struggling or there's pressure in everything.
Yeah.
Nothing's going well for us according to our charts.
Yeah.
But you can also skip ahead a couple days and see if that's going to lighten up.
And see it change. And then you can let's see what's tomorrow. Ooh, I'm allowed to be affected, but don't take it personally. That's not what I wanted for tomorrow. But I have power and routine.
What does
So-
mine even say for me today? Even the people with the best intentions make mistakes and hurt other people. Shut up.
Don't call me out like that.
Literally went to bed not and the happiest with the person that I was sharing it with yesterday. So
that's the thing. Like,
and do you know what the conversation was? It was the conversation that every single girlfriend has ever had with their boyfriend.
would you love me if I was a worm?
No.
Oh.
Close.
I was like 100%.
Yeah, close. But it's the I want to share my feelings. Don't give me advice, please.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%.
And then your boyfriend not knowing how to handle that.
yeah, like, I don't know how to offer solutions.
And I'm like, I
So
don't want
easy
them.
to
You're just
fix.
making me mad.
Yeah, that's fair.
One thing here I want to talk about too is like my Mercury. So as I said earlier, Mercury talks about like communication basically. And so being that it's in my 11th house, apparently I am curious and inclined to analyze your friends and how to make an impact on people in your political life.
Oh yeah. Mine is really interesting. So my Mercury is in Sagittarius, meaning my intellect is expansive, boundary pushing, and independent. That just like fed my ego. Through your sincere and irreverent curiosity about everything, you have a critical opinion of most things. A big picture thinker, you find yourself unconcerned with details. You tend to be fairly sarcastic and make other people feel uncertain. I don't know how to take the uncertain, but I'm fairly sarcastic.
No,
I would say. What's yours?
Mine's in Taurus. I hate reading these because I'm just like, oh yes,
just too
but
accurate.
I don't like because like part of me wants to be like, I don't believe astrology. That stuff's stupid. Because like again with like how it was with the tarot, it's just cards and this it's just the stars. So I want to be able to kind of have some cynicism, but then I read this shit and I'm like,
okay, but that'd be weird. But it just being cards, I need to say, the day you gave me that like love reading was the day I met my current boyfriend.
I know.
That's actually so crazy.
That's what I mean when I say I want to have some cynicism, but I can't.
Yeah. Like that was insane.
Yeah. There's been a couple of times where like that's happened where like I've given someone a reading and then it was like a huge change in their life happened because like immediately after that like it predicted. I'm like,
sorry, flew a little too close to the sun there.
But anyways, back to my Mercury and Taurus. It says that my intellect is extremely practical and deliberate. You stick with ideas that make sense to you once you've thought them through. People like to hear what you think because of how practical you are. Really?
Practical?
Yeah. So you may seem narrow-minded. Yeah, that's where it is. Sometimes other people have a difficult time understanding you. Again, yes.
Yeah.
It's in my 5th house, meaning that I'm curious and inclined to analyze my love life, how to become happy, and my creative projects. Top 3 things Alexa talks about.
Exactly.
Yeah, mine's in my 4th house. So I'm curious and inclined to analyze how to take care of people and what feels like home. That's accurate.
That's very accurate.
That's why you're
so
Mama Jubes.
That's why I'm mommy.
Very mommy.
Very mommy.
I've started quoting that on a regular basis, and I honestly, like, for a minute there, forgot where I heard it from.
Yeah.
Until, like, somebody was asked, like, what are you quoting? And I'm like, the SCS podcast, have you not?
Go listen to them.
The very
Available
first
on all
episode.
streaming platforms. No, Ladies and Tangents was saying that the other day because one of the co-hosts got bangs, and so she was saying she felt very mommy. And she was so close to saying, I'm very mommy. And I was like, if that takes off because of them, I'm going to be so mad.
No kidding.
I was like, I coined that term.
Exactly. So
there's also a friends tab, so you can look at your friends.
Man,
oh my goodness, your boyfriend shows up as someone I should add. That's
mine? Or her?
No, hers.
Okay, I was like,
sorry, yeah, I forgot. I didn't like.
I know for a fact he does not have co-star.
Wouldn't that be shocking?
That would be very shocking.
Anyways, to go over my boyfriends real quick, because you know I finally have somebody who is gonna let me talk about him.
Yay!
Yeah,
that's what we like.
Anyways, he's an Aries with a Scorpio moon and Leo rising.
Ooh, same. Okay, and you can go click on your friends, and then you can have compatibility. So me and Alexa are both thinking about relationship dynamics right now. Alexa wants to find the middle ground with me today. Listen to their heart with a stethoscope. Are you having heart problems? What about me and Michaela? Michaela can touch my heart without you trying to control what it means. Michaela feels calm in your presence right now. Have fun without overthinking it. That's funny.
Oh my god, I don't want this app on my phone. Alexa, you and my boyfriend both need to learn how to take intellectual risks. They're pushing you to think big today. Listen to them without saying whether you agree or disagree. Don't use vagueness as a shield. This is what I get to go home to.
Great.
Okay, he probably doesn't even remember the conversation because we were both passed out after. So
that's funny. What's your guys' compatibility?
Michaela, you and Alexa Narang both are upfront, direct, and bold with people you love. You have similar desires for a real connection right now. 2 whole people have compassion for each other because they have compassion for themselves. Compliment them on something besides their physical beauty.
Aw. Alexa's like, I could take a compliment right now.
Pretty cool.
But yeah.
I love it.
So that's, we're feeling
Yeah.
good there.
Yeah.
I guess.
That's I don't really have anything more to say other than like it's something I've never understood, but I've always been so intrigued by it because it seems so interesting. But like,
I think if you're interested in astrology, like look into like sacred geometry and numerology because all of those come into play with with numbers. Because even if you look at the numbers, right? If you look at numerology, number 6, right? So if something's in your 6th house in numerology, 6 is also about caring and
oh my goodness, everything's in my 6th house and my angel number is 666.
Yeah. So there's a lot of 6
coming together.
And a lot of 6 energy is related to like very nurturing, very tender. It's known to be like a caregiver in numerology. So when you put all of these like hippy dippy ish together, there is a basic meaning that comes out within all of them.
Yeah.
Which I think that is, if you want to call it the sacred meaning of what everything's supposed to be, it could be that.
Yeah.
Right? You got to find the commonality between everything to find the true fact of what that is.
That's kind of like why it's nice that you guys have built up by doing like the numerology episode, like the episode where it was like divine meaning versus like everything happens for a reason, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
because it has built up to like the big one.
Yeah, the big
very much so.
Yeah.
That's okay.
So you know what?
Sure. I was just gonna say that Michaela had the great idea of us making our own zodiac sign.
Yeah. So for today's segment, I either gave the option of we could either do our own interpretations of each zodiac sign, but then or we could create a new zodiac sign. And so as Alexa introed for us, without even being prompted to, is beautiful.
Yeah.
That if there was a 13th zodiac sign, 13th month or whatever, then everything would be even. So we've all created a zodiac sign. Month. Yeah, exactly. So do you want to start?
Yeah. Okay. So mine is 1 second. It's called Nyx, NYX. And it is a Sphinx / Manticore mix. So it has the head of a human, the body of a lion, and the tail of a scorpion. Its element is earth. They're very practical and grounded, almost to a fault. And then they will be between Sagittarius and Capricorn. So it'll come after Sagittarius, before Capricorn. And they're extremely practical, harsh, logical, and able to look at the whole picture. But if it's not their idea, then they don't want to do it. They're tightly wound in that it's their way or the highway. Things that are illogical just don't make sense to them. And they're willing to die on that hill. They have very unwavering determination. They're very loud, and you don't want to be on their bad side because their tail will kill you. That's where a little scorpion comes in. So that's Nyx.
All right. So first off, I gotta preface this by saying I didn't realize that my iCloud was full. So what I wrote in my notes on my iPad, not on my phone. So
shoot.
We're going off of what I can remember. So I was inspired by the planet Pluto and how it's kind of like is it a planet? Is it not a planet? Which is fun when you're making up a zodiac. That doesn't actually exist. Yeah. So like the whole preface of mine was going to be like the little brother of the zodiac. I called it Plu.
Oh, I like that.
That's cute.
Yeah. But I wanted it to be like, what the heck are those things called? Where it's like half goat, half human.
A centaur?
No, that's half horse.
A satyr.
I think so.
It is a satyr because we had the same conversation on the podcast before.
Yeah. So, but it's like a baby one. It's not a full grown because it's supposed to be like a little brother. So I wanted them to be like they're very forgiving, they're very kind, but they are also will kill you.
Okay, fair
the
enough.
amount of fiery, flaming passion that they have in them is insane. Like they will just like 1 second you guys are chilling, bite your head off. Very unpredictable sign.
Yeah.
And then I placed them in between Pisces and Aries because I wanted them to have the nurturing of Pisces, but like the fury of Aries.
Nice.
Like most little brothers do.
Yeah, fair enough. I like that one.
Yeah.
If you were to name it an element, what element would it fall under?
Probably I'd put it as an air sign, honestly, because of the versatility of the
Nice. I love it.
I know.
The vision like, I have in my head is so cute.
Yeah, I just picture it like taking its first steps and then falling over. And that's like
he's like a little like cherub, like chubby little cherub on top with like
cherub satyr.
Yeah. I love it. Okay, Michaela, what's yours?
So for mine, I went into Greek mythology to find a creature, and then I went off of that. And so the creature I decided to go with is a Sybaris. And so Sybaris is a type of, I'm going to butcher this word, but Dracanae, who have the upper body of a beautiful woman and the lower body of a dragon. So the Sybaris specifically was one that lived on a mountain near Delphi, and it ate shepherds and passing travelers. And then eventually she was pushed off the cliff by Sybaris. So with Sybaris, I put them between Aries and Taurus, so like early springtime. But they lean more fire because dragon. And also that. But the way that it would eat shepherds and whatnot inspired me to put it between Taurus and Sybaris because it's very, I guess Taurans are very gluttonous or told to be very gluttonous, right?
Mm-hmm.
So so with Sybaris, they're very charismatic, intelligent, confident, ambitious, beautiful. They're hot and they know it.
Yeah.
Right. But they're also not afraid to indulge. And so that can make them very short-tempered, gluttonous, arrogant, and impatient.
Nice.
So it's like they're just chilling. They want to do what they want to do. If you want to tell them what to do, you're going to get eaten.
Yeah.
So
fair enough. Ooh, I love it.
So it's like the hot, crazy ant of the zodiac.
I love it. I love it.
This gave me an idea. Since there's 3 of us, place the zodiacs we just made up and make your own new big 3.
Ooh.
Oh, I do not fit Sybaris. Okay, but I guess.
Okay.
So between our big 3?
Yeah.
So,
I would say.
I feel like my moon is Sybaris.
Okay.
Because what's that? Emotions?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to eat my emotions. So Sybaris.
Yeah.
I feel like my rising would be Nyx because I feel like I present to the world that I will die on hills.
No.
So then my sun has to be Plu.
Which I feel like it's kind
also
of
fitting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that. That's what I'm going to tell people now. They'll be like, "What's your sun sign?" Plu. I'm a Plu. I'll be like, "Oh, what the fuck is that?"
I'm a Plu. New merch.
Yeah, I like it.
Oh, you can have like a decal of a baby sailor.
Yeah,
Oh,
so cute. I would really like to have us do merch where it's like Plu, Nyx, and Sybaris, but like drawings of each of them just like sitting on clouds.
Oh yeah.
I think that'd be cool.
Like a
I
little
don't know why
cherub.
they have to be in the clouds, but I think that'd be cute.
So cute. What's your big 3?
I think probably my rising would be yours. Don't remember the names. I can't remember. I barely remember the name of my own.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yours, because I feel like I come across again very much like
Man-eater.
she's a lot.
Yeah.
Like, wow, but she's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because again, like I put the hoe in holistic. Like but then I think my moon would be Plu, just because like girl is crazy. She's a little unhinged. You never know which one you're gonna get. But then my sun would still be Nyx because to my core I am stubborn. I will not move. Like fight me on it.
Yeah.
You're gonna lose.
Yeah. I love it.
I'm so torn because I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know which one I would fall under. Because I don't think I present as man-eater. And I don't think at my core I'm a man-eater.
Yeah.
Right?
But I think in a way you do present it just in a different way than I do.
Yeah.
Because like for me, it's like, oh, again, oh.
Yeah.
And then for you, it's men are terrified of me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess, but if that's being said, then I relate to the way that you are, or you like the way your big 3 are the same way, because I don't think I'm more analytical or stubborn as an emotional piece.
Yeah.
I think it would be either I'm chilling or I'm having a breakdown.
Yeah.
And then same thing, kind of like analytical, stubborn.
Yeah.
My way or the highway at times.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Yeah.
Fun.
so I think our big 3, if I had to place it, I think I'd place it very similar as you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think that makes sense because the way that me and you think is very similar, but the way that me and you feel is very similar.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are, if you identify with a
Are you a Plu, Nyx, or Sybaris?
Yeah, exactly.
Let us know in the comments below.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, guys, I just like blacked out the first 30 minutes of that episode. I'm like, I hope it was like any sort of way listenable, because I'm like, I know I was just going off.
I was shocked we were at an hour already.
I know.
Wow. Okay.
If you have, if you want just like something to listen to pass the time, or if you have any ADHD of any sort, you're gonna love this episode.
Yeah, 100%.
But
This is gonna be a killer for that kind
Yeah.
of.
Yep.
but this is where we end. And so, as per usual, Alexa, do you want to let our listeners know where they can find you if they don't know who you already?
Instagram, Alexa Narang. That's about it.
Yep.
Yeah. Follow me. I'm on TikTok, I guess. Hey, yo, adders. I don't ever post on there, but go like my old stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
Definitely.
Mhm.
And then, as for us, thank you for coming on again. I should say
Thank you.
before we do our closer. I guess I should say
She's been on so many times. It's just second nature.
exactly.
Mak Jubes and Alexa.
Exactly. So I guess for us, I'm Mak Joy.
I'm Ms. Jubes.
We are sometimes Draw Slaps on all social media platforms. On our website, you can find our affiliate links, our merch, our book club reviews, and our guests, where we talk about all of everyone who's been on our show and where you can find their stuff.
Yep. Go to patreon.com/sometimesssheboughtaslaps to sign up for our Patreon. It's $2 a month. Right now you get ad-free episodes, and once we get more Patreons, then we will start producing more exclusive content and a whole bunch of extra benefits.
Yeah, whatever you guys want to hear from us, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much. All right. And then on that note, we will see you guys next Tuesday.
That's all for now.
Bye.
Bye.